Hello, my name is Kurt Moore, and I'm the founder of Moat Title Security. I want to thank you for visiting our website. We've worked hard to make this site a place where property owners can learn about the rising risks of title fraud and how Moat is uniquely positioned to proactively protect you from this growing threat. In this video, I want to talk to you about unauthorized occupancy, better known as squatting. While it's been around for years, it has exploded in both frequency and complexity recently. Whenever I'm on podcasts or interviews, I almost always get asked the same question. The simple answer is, squatting occurs when someone gains access to a property and claims they have permission to be there, when in reality, they have absolutely no consent to occupy the property from the owner. For a property owner, discovering a stranger living inside your property, claiming you allowed it, is shocking and emotionally overwhelming. Then comes the next question: what can a property owner do to remove a squatter? Unfortunately, removing a squatter can be quite difficult, stressful, and expensive. When owners contact law enforcement to report trespassing, squatters often know exactly how to game the system. They will often present a fake lease. They have probably changed the locks, and they will have probably switched the utilities into their name, all creating the appearance of legitimacy. Their goal? To convince responding officers that they are legitimate tenants, which will cloud the finding of criminal trespass and shift the finding to a civil dispute. That is a win for the squatter, as once it becomes a civil matter, the burden shifts to the property owner to file a legal action for eviction, a process that can drag on for months. During that time, squatters often cause significant damage to the property. We've seen everything, from copper pipes cut out of walls to evidence of drug operations and subletting to others engaged in criminal activity. It's an exhausting and expensive battle for you and your property to endure. So how does this end? In most cases, the owner will need to file an action for eviction in court. There are countless articles online describing the pain of that process, and we have several linked on this site. So the big question becomes, what can Moat do to protect property owners from this type of fraud? Moat has created a first-to-market proactive defense, which we call the Notice of Occupancy, or NOO. This unique copyrighted document is recorded in the public records and effectively prevents any third party from claiming tenancy without your express recorded permission. Think of it as placing a freeze on your property against unauthorized tenants. It works in two powerful ways. 1. Deterrence. Squatters often research properties before acting. When they discover the notice of occupancy recorded on your property in the public records, it will make them think twice about choosing your property for their attack. 2. Enforcement. If an incident occurs, the notice of occupancy gives local authorities a clear public record statement. There is no legitimate tenant for this property. Anyone claiming to be a lawful tenant has trespassed and has no authorization from the owner to occupy the property, period. This dramatically increases the chance law enforcement will remove the squatter immediately as a trespasser. And if the issue does go to court, the notice of occupancy provides a strong foundation for swift eviction, likely a much shorter time frame for a judge to get the right answer quickly and deliver the judgment for eviction. Now, what if you're a landlord and have legitimate tenants? Simple. We provide a notice of property lease, which identifies a valid and legitimate tenant while still blocking fraudulent tenancy claims from anyone else. I hope that this short video has been helpful to your understanding of what squatting is and how a notice of occupancy can defend against this risk. At Moat, we want your experience to be easy, helpful, and human. No 1-800 numbers, no chatbots, just real representatives ready to answer your questions in a no-pressure environment. Thank you again for visiting our website. You can learn more about Moat, the Notice of Occupancy, and our other protective tools by exploring the website. You'll also find links to several podcast interviews and news stories that dive deeper into these topics. If you or a loved one are concerned about title fraud or unauthorized occupancy, please reach out by phone or email. We're here to help. Hope to hear from you soon.